Hey Sasha, I heard from Thomas that you're stuck at home for a while. You're not just faking it to get some time off, are you?
Hi, Marie. The doctors say it's the only option right now. My blood pressure is through the roof, and I feel awful. There's nothing they can do except tell me to chill out. Doctors know best, right? She said I have to be very careful. No strenuous activity.
Well, I hate to say it, but I noticed you were looking a bit chubby lately. You know, big people have to watch out. Especially when you're expecting.
Really? My doctor didn't say anything about losing weight. In fact, she said I was perfectly healthy. I might have gained a few pounds, I admit. I stopped going to yoga when I found out I was pregnant. Maybe I should try some online classes at home. I know it would have been good for me and the baby. The doctors said it's common for women to have high blood pressure when they're pregnant, especially with their first. Anyway, I'm just following her advice and taking it easy. Work was so hectic before I left. This is the first time I've had a chance to relax in ages.
Oh, really? I don't recall anyone telling me that when I was pregnant with Thomas or his brothers. It sounds like your doctor has given you a free pass to be a couch potato. We were tougher than you kids back then. We had to do everything ourselves, and we didn't have all these fancy doctors and their machines and gadgets. My mother told me a story of a woman who used to work on one of them big corn farms in Nebraska. She had her baby early right in the middle of her tractor. She didn't bother to call for help, so she finished the harvest with the baby still hanging out. That's how it was back then.
Are you kidding me? That sounds like a complete myth. I don't believe that for a second, even for your generation.
No, my mother swears it's true. It happened to a friend of her cousin's friend. So, you're just gonna lounge around, huh? Binge on all that Netflix you've missed.
Yeah, until my blood pressure goes down. If it doesn't, the doctor said we might need to try some medication.
Oh no. You can't take any drugs when you're pregnant. It'll hurt the baby.
I asked her about that. She said that the latest research shows that blood pressure medicine is safe for the baby, but hopefully just resting at home will do the trick. I don't want to take any pills if I can avoid it.
This resting at home, does that mean you're not doing any housework?
Pretty much. I'm just doing the bare minimum. Folding, washing, vacuuming a little bit. You know, the things that get messy if you don't do them every day. But Thomas has been great. He's doing a lot more around the house. He's always been like that. He even cooks sometimes. He spends most Sundays watching cooking shows on YouTube.
Yes, but Thomas is working his butt off every day. Why should he have to come home after a long day and do housework?
Because he's going to be a dad? I'm carrying his child, so he's happy to pitch in more. He already did a lot. This isn't the 1950s. We talked about how I need to stay still as much as possible. And he said he'd do most of the housework, at least while I'm home resting.
Ha! You millennials. What's wrong with you people? Don't you see how much stress you're putting on him? Having to come home and do all the housework while you're lying around getting fatter. He doesn't have a moment to himself.
Well, I'm not just sitting around. I do what I can, and our house is not that big. It's going to be much harder for both of us when the baby comes. My friends with babies always look exhausted, and they often have to bail on coffee dates because of emergencies and illnesses. Thomas and I were talking about this last night. We were laughing, saying this is the quiet before the storm.
I see.
But we'll manage, just the two of us. And then the three of us. We've been dreaming of this for a long time. I'm lucky enough to have a boss who gets it. He told me to take as much time as I needed on 80% pay. That's pretty amazing in this place.
Are you exploiting Thomas's kindness? It sounds like you're treating him like your personal chef, maid, and servant.
I think that's unfair. I hope he does it for me and the baby, not because he feels obligated.
Ha! Well, I guess there's no choice. I'll have to go over there and clean up myself.
What? You'd come all this way to clean our house?
No. Thank you so much is the right response you should have given. Sometimes I'm amazed with my generosity. I thought you'd appreciate my help.
It's okay. You don't have to come over. Right now, we're doing okay. My sister also said she'd come over when she's back for spring break. We'll let you know when we can't handle it anymore. Until then, it's okay.
Oh, it's clear that time is now. The last time I was there, I had to bite my tongue about how messy it was.
Really? I never thought it was that bad. Like I said, Thomas helps out, and I do as much as I can.
And anyway, I'm not going over for you. I'm gonna try and ease some of the load Thomas has to carry. The poor boy can't be expected to work hard all day and then come home to a mountain of chores. He'll wear himself out.
But it's a long way from there to here. Isn't it a hassle?
If I'm making the effort to get over there, the least you could do is pay for the cab.
I'll have to check with Thomas about that. We've been saving up lately. From your place to here, it must be at least an hour. That will cost a fortune.
Just use your own money. Before you got pregnant, you worked for how long? More than 10 years? You must have a lot of savings.
That's not the issue. If you insist, I guess the house could use a deep clean.
Well, to be honest, I didn't want to help at all, but my conscience got the better of me. Your baby's a girl, right? That's very disappointing. I was hoping for a boy with all my heart. I prayed every night for a grandson. When I heard you were having a girl, I lost all interest.
Is that so? I'll be sure to let her know how you feel when she's born.
When you and Thomas got married and I met your family, I was so disappointed to see your siblings were all girls. And now you're following the same pattern. Your first child is a girl. You have no idea how upsetting that is for a grandmother.
I don't care what gender the baby is as long as he or she is healthy. I'm sure Thomas agrees with me.
Of course you would say that. Well, you better make sure the next one's a boy. Then you'll be forgiven.
Forgiven for what? What century do you think this is? China tried to get rid of girls, and look how that turned out.
You really don't get what a boy would mean for this family. Honestly, Sasha, you young people have no respect or loyalty to family. As soon as you recover from this baby, I want you to start working on a brother for her. Okay?
Can I have this baby first? I can't guarantee anything. It's not easy to have a bunch of kids these days. Those days are long gone. Everything is a financial burden.
Rubbish! The Lord wants you to have more children. The more you have, the more love and support a family will have. And most importantly, we need a boy to carry on the family name. Girls get married and leave like you and I did. We need a strong young man to take charge and make sure this family survives for the next 100 years. My great-great-great-great-grandfather was one of the founders of this city after escaping poverty in Ireland.
Okay, I'll try, but you can't pick what the baby will be. And I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of women these days are keeping their maiden names. Or combining them with their husbands' names.
Yes, and it often results in a jumbled, unpronounceable mess. Imagine Galifianakis on the poor kid. He'd have a nightmare trying to spell that at school. Anyway, I have things to do. I'll be there at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Have the money ready for the cab. I haven't had a chance to go to the ATM this week.
Okay, if you insist. I'll see if we have everything we need and get Thomas to pick up anything we're missing. See you tomorrow.
What's going on, Sasha? Thomas tells me you don't need my help anymore.
Hi, Marie. I'm doing some of the housework, so you don't have to come all this way to help out. We both feel it's not fair to rely on you so much. Thanks for the last few days, though. We really appreciate it.
You just want me gone, right? You can be honest with me. I told Thomas he was too soft on you, letting you boss him around. Well, spit it out. Whatever you have to say, you can say it to my face.
There is something that really bothers me.
Oh, yes. What is it? More whining about me, I bet. Or how hard your life is.
I think Thomas already told you, but when you're here cleaning, you bump into me.
That's because you're always in the way. How can I clean with a huge pregnant woman blocking my path? I told you to give me room to clean. You're always right where I don't need you to be. The hallway is tight enough as it is without your enormous belly in the way. How am I supposed to get through?
I don't think that's true.
What then, huh? Are you accusing me of hitting you on purpose? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes, that's how it looks. And it wasn't just once. Right now, just moving around is hard, and a fall could really hurt things. It could hurt the baby. As I told you, I really need to rest.
Look at yourself. How could anyone clean around that? You fill up the living room, the hallway, the kitchen, and you blame me? I can't believe my sweet boy married such a troublemaker.
Sorry, being pregnant has made me very sensitive. I'm usually more easygoing.
Easygoing? More like you're lazing on the couch now. It's hard to imagine anyone being more easygoing. Are you resting from resting?
Crazy hormones, I guess.
I'll say, getting all worked up over such a small thing. You're hysterical. It's not good for the baby to be so emotional. Having such a hysterical mother will ruin the child. She'll grow up to be just as hysterical as you, or worse.
You don't have to be so harsh. This is my first pregnancy. Of course I'm anxious and scared about things.
I'm only telling the truth. I wasn't lying around the house getting in the way when I had my first child or second or any of them. I just kept quiet and got on with things. I dread to think what this family will be like if that girl grows up to be like you. Let's just hope that Thomas's calm and loving personality wins out in the DNA.
Please don't come here again until I've had my baby, okay? To be honest, after all this, I'm not sure I even want you to come here after that either. I'll talk to Thomas about it tonight when he gets home.
That's some twisted thinking there. I know you're stressed out about having your first baby, but to use me as a scapegoat for your anger is going too far. It's all my fault, is it?
Marie, I know you've always hated me. I sensed it from the moment I met Thomas. I thought I could handle having a mother-in-law who despised me. I thought it was just between you and me, and I could live with it. But now you're already bad-mouthing my baby. My unborn baby. Thomas and I don't give a damn if it's a boy or a girl. It makes no difference to us. She's our miracle. So can you back off?
So you're telling me you don't want me near the baby? You deprive a grandmother of her grandchild. You really are a nightmare, aren't you? I doubt you can even cope with giving birth in your state of mind. I fear for that baby.
What are you talking about? I'd be fine if certain family members didn't stress me out.
You've gone from being physically incapable of doing housework and needing to nap all day to being mentally unstable for anything. I wonder if the strain of giving birth won't push you over the edge.
Over the edge? I'm not crazy. I just need to rest. This is hard.
Do I have to spell it out for you? I've seen you deteriorating lately.
How can you be so cruel if you weren't Thomas's mother? Look, I don't want you around. Please, stay away.
I feel the same way. I can't stand to look at your fat, puffy face again. It broke my heart to see you marry my wonderful son. Now, all my nightmares have come true. I just pray the whole thing doesn't end in tragedy for my Thomas and the baby. Oh, Sasha, darling, are you awake? How are you feeling? I was so scared.
What do you want? Didn't Thomas tell you to leave me alone?
You can't talk to me like that, can you?
What do you mean?
Well, you're in the hospital now, right? I heard you were taken there in an ambulance. You must be in a horrible state. Is the baby okay? I was so scared I couldn't sleep last night. Thomas hadn't said a word, so I thought I'd text you myself. I know you don't like me much right now, but families need to stick together in times like these, don't you agree?
What are you talking about? I've been at home since you last saw me.
Hold on. You went out to buy lunch, right? Fell down the stairs and were rushed to the hospital. Isn't that what happened?
I don't know where you got that from, but this is the first I've heard of it. I think I'd know if I'd fallen downstairs and been taken to the hospital. Today's lunch was last night's leftovers. I just finished eating and I haven't left the house. You must have got it wrong somewhere, I think.
What? Are you trying to trick me? Don't want me at the hospital, is that it? A pregnant woman fell over in the street right near your house. She was taken to the hospital.
I did hear a siren. That must have been her. I hope she's okay. I don't know any other pregnant women around here, though.
So, it wasn't you?
I'm sure.
The woman who fell was wearing a summer dress just like you always wear.
Yeah, well, the maternity clothes I usually wear are common with young mothers. I've seen many other moms-to-be with the same style of dress before. We probably all look alike from a distance.
So it wasn't you? Well, that's a relief. It looked like you from behind.
How do you know about it? You don't live anywhere near here.
I just happen to be in the area.
You're not welcome here. I thought we made that clear. You're not to show up uninvited or invited. I thought you got that.
I was worried, and you can't tell me where to go. It's a free country.
This accident, it didn't have anything to do with you, did it?
What? What are you implying?
Well, it just doesn't add up. Something smells fishy. You just happened to be there. And you know all the details. Are you sure you didn't mistake her for me and bump into her? Just like you did to me when you were cleaning here? Pretend it was an accident and say sorry when really you did it on purpose. Is that what happened?
How dare you? How could you accuse me of such a thing? Why would I bother to bump into someone I don't even know?
You mistook her for me, didn't you?
I'm telling you, it never happened. I was just there and saw her fall.
I don't buy it. You were quick to text me when you thought I was in the hospital. If you were really just there, you would have helped. And if it had been me, I would have noticed you.
I was concerned about you.
Not concerned enough to stop and check if it was really me. Your story doesn't make sense. You're good at this, aren't you? You need to talk to the cops. Better to come clean before they check the CCTV footage.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me. Why would I do something like that?
Because you thought it was me. And you don't care about me and my baby girl. Ugh, I'm sick of you. You're poisonous. Stay away from me and my family. Don't ever come to this neighborhood again.
You've already decided that I'm guilty. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? I've been set up. It's a trap.
Fine, then tell me why you were on this side of town. You said you were just in the area, right? Why? Do you have any other reason than to see us? I'd like to hear it if you do. Maybe you could convince me. I doubt it, but I'm still waiting to hear why.
I wanted to see Thomas, so I thought I'd stop by.
He's always at work this time of day. You know that. Try again.
I was worried about you too. You're almost due. I was gonna see if there was anything I could do around the house to help. You told me not to come over, so I didn't text you beforehand.
Even though you've done nothing but insult me and harass me since I married Thomas. Not to mention the deliberate bumping and shoving me while I'm pregnant. And how about rejecting the baby because she's a girl?
There's a famous French bakery in your neighborhood. I was gonna buy some treats and bring them to your place.
Today is Tuesday. They're closed every Tuesday. Is that the best you've got? This won't hold up in court, you know. You'll be charged with assault. They won't even need the CCTV footage with such a weak alibi.
It wasn't me, I swear!
You need to tell the truth. The more you lie, the worse it will be. Are you really going to drag this through the courts? It would be better to just admit it now. The judge might be more merciful, and given your age, you'll probably just get house arrest or something. Then again, depending on the judge, if you're convicted of assaulting a pregnant woman, you might end up in jail.
You just shut your damn mouth! I wish it was you who was taken to the hospital. Sasha, I just got a call from Thomas. Did you tell him about the incident today?
Of course, and he knows how much trouble you're in if it was you. The whole family will have to live with a disgrace.
How many times have I got to say it? I didn't do it. I was nowhere near her.
I was terrified for the woman who fell. Terrified of what will happen if you're convicted. Terrified of how Thomas would feel having a mother in jail.
Why did you do that? It's none of your business.
It's all my business. If my husband's mother goes to trial and is found guilty of assaulting a pregnant woman, it's monstrous. If there's some serial pregnant woman attacker out there, I need to be alert. What if he or she has a vendetta against the pregnant? Just hates pregnant women and is obsessed with pushing them. I'd be too afraid to leave the house. Maybe some kind of twisted psycho who gets a kick out of knocking over mothers-to-be.
I never heard of such a thing.
If he or she is out there pushing over every pregnant woman he or she sees, I could be next.
Nobody said she was pushed. She tripped, apparently.
That's not true. There was a witness who saw everything.
What? Who? What did you hear?
A woman in the building across the street heard the ambulance and went downstairs to see what was going on.
Oh, I see. She heard the ambulance and went down. Not a witness, then.
But she talked to the pregnant woman. She said she'd been pushed.
So what happened to her? I'm assuming you asked the cops.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, well, as a fellow woman, I'm worried for her health.
You really want to know. Are you prepared for this? You won't be able to forget once I've told you.
What? What do you mean? I won't be able to forget it, huh?
I mean, you better brace yourself for what I'm about to tell you.
Brace myself? Ugh, okay, just tell me already.
And you swear you had nothing to do with what happened today? You were in the area to see your son, even though you knew he was at work. And you also wanted to buy bread, even though it's a famous bakery and everyone knows they're closed on Tuesdays. This will all go much smoother if you just tell the truth. Judges are extra harsh on lying time wasters. The truth will come out sooner or later. There's a statement from the victim in CCTV footage. A confession of guilt is always better than dragging people through a long court case, only to be found guilty.
No, I just wanted to annoy you a little. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. Please, Sasha, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Stop frightening me. Just tell me what you said.
What are you talking about? Frightened? The most frightening thing was you pushing a pregnant woman. It's such an unspeakably evil thing to do. It was you. You're the culprit. You practically admitted it. Unbelievable.
Culprit?
The woman is going to be okay.
Okay, that's a relief.
But she got a few cuts and bruises. The baby is okay, but she could have been much worse. The police are out now looking for the older woman who pushed her. It won't be long before they find her. They have a couple of eyewitnesses they're questioning now, and they've requested the video footage from several shops. Security cameras. You need to turn yourself in, Marie. It will look much better if you go to the station and show remorse.
Sasha, please do me a favor and keep this a secret from Thomas. Can I trust you to keep it between us? I'll never show up at your house again, I promise. Just do me this one favor, please. I'll never bully you or disrespect you again. I won't question your role as a wife and mother, I swear to you.
So you do regret it? Good. You should. Who does something like that? Did you think you were above the law?
I regret it as a mother and a woman. I regret what I did. I've been unhappy since Thomas got married and moved out. I was jealous of the happiness you and he have. Then you got pregnant and you both seem to be even happier. I wanted some of that. I haven't been this happy since Thomas's father died. He was a missionary in West Africa and got sick with sleeping sickness and malaria and dengue fever. I flew over to be with him and he seemed to be getting better. But just as we were getting ready to fly home, he got Lassa fever and the authorities came in white hazard suits and took him away. That was the last I ever saw of him.
So you pushed a pregnant woman in the street. Is this your twisted way of excusing your awful behavior?
I know. It's unforgivable. I'll spend the rest of my life regretting what I've done. I'll repent. I'll shave my head and devote my life to helping the poor and the sick. Just like Mother Teresa.
I don't recall Mother Teresa going around India pushing over pregnant women.
I'll carry the shame for the rest of my life. A heavy burden of shame. Like Christ our Savior carrying his cross to Calvary Hill.
I don't think the Bible says anything about Jesus going around Judea pushing over pregnant women either.
I'll have to live with this for the rest of my days.
What about the victim? There's no justice in you, just feeling sorry for yourself. You need to turn yourself in and try to make amends. It won't be easy, but you need to face what you've done.
But I'll be arrested. What if they put me in prison? I can't go to prison. Please, Sasha, just keep quiet about it, okay? I'm begging you. I'm too old to go to prison. I don't know how to fight. I've never had a fight in my life.
And yet you enjoyed pushing me around. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Please, Sasha. We're a family. Just don't say anything. That's all I ask. It's not like you're lying to anyone. Just keeping quiet isn't a crime.
I've talked to Thomas about it. He's shocked and angry, but he's going to the cops. You're running out of time, Marie. You need to go to the police station yourself. Turn yourself in. There's no point dragging this out any longer.
Wait. I'm sorry. I know I was wrong. I've changed. I'll never do something like that ever again. Sasha, tell her I'm sorry. Tell the cops I'm sorry.
That doesn't matter. You assaulted someone, and that's against the law. You need to face up to it and take responsibility for your actions.
What'll happen to me?
That's for the victim, the cops, and the court to decide. I already told you what I thought could happen. Especially if the cops have to hunt you down.
Sasha, you have to help me, please. I can't go to the cops. If you convince Thomas not to talk to them, I'm sure we could work something out. He listened to you.
You thought she was me. You were trying to hurt me and my baby. That's obvious. You texted me thinking I was in the hospital when you thought you put me there. Do you think I want to help you after what you did? What you tried to do to me? You must be insane.
It was just a joke. I didn't think you would end up like this.
A joke? You've got a twisted sense of humor if you think this is even slightly funny. You sounded so pleased when you texted me. You thought it was me who was taken to the hospital by ambulance. You must have been so let down to find out it wasn't me.
I don't want to stress Thomas out more. Come on, Sasha. Think of Thomas. What if I go to jail? What'll people think? I won't be able to face anyone at the bingo hall.
I have no clue what will happen. It's none of our business. We've got enough to deal with getting ready for the baby. I'm sorry, Marie, but we're done with you. Please don't try to contact either Thomas or me again.
Well, what do I do if she sues me? I don't have enough money to pay for a lawyer, let alone huge amounts of damages. Do you think I'll have to pay fines? What happens in cases like this?
I don't know. Nobody I know has ever attacked a pregnant woman.
What happens after all this? I can't live by myself. I'll never make it. What'll I do about the neighbors? They won't want a criminal living in the area. It's a very strict and religious neighborhood.
You're on your own, Marie. I hope they put you in jail. It's the best place for someone like you. Maybe that will teach you a lesson.
I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry. Forgive me. I don't have anyone else to turn to.
Don't apologize to me. You need to apologize to the poor woman you hurt. You're lucky she didn't lose the baby. Then you'd be facing a long sentence for murder. I won't forget how you treated me. Don't ever come near here. You're dead to us.
Don't cut me off. We're family. You wouldn't want to never see me again. I can't survive on my own. I've seen those shows and documentaries about women's prisons. I won't last a day. I don't want to get stabbed in the shower.
Didn't you say you never want to see my fat, puffy face again? Well, wish granted. I hope they lock you up for a long time. Thomas turned Marie into the cops and she was cuffed that very afternoon. She begged for forgiveness, but the victim wouldn't take a dime and Marie was slapped with a fine, a 3-year probation. She also had to shell out for a lawyer and steep court fees. I was furious she didn't get locked up, but as soon as her friends and family found out, they cut her off. I guess that's some kind of justice. We also blocked her text and cut all ties with her since the trial, so I have no clue what became of her. I do know that she's living a hellish life she never dreamed of a few months ago. And as for me, I have my baby. And the 3 of us moved into a brand new house in a nice quiet suburb. Thomas has been amazing. I worry that he's doing too much around the house, and he seems to be sincere about it. We've kept our new address a secret so Marie can't track us down. Close family who knows where we are have sworn to keep it from her. I can finally breathe and raise our little daughter without that wicked woman shoving me around and bossing me around. I can't wait to tell my daughter how happy she has made us by coming into our lives. And that's the end of it.
Can you pack a bag?
Why? Are you going anywhere? Are you traveling for work?
No. I'm talking about your bag, not mine.
Why do I need to pack my bag? Are we going on a trip?
We're not. You are so optimistic. There's no way I'm taking you on a trip. You don't deserve a trip. You're too old.
Then why do you want me to pack my bag? I don't understand.
You can't live in my house anymore. Get out of my house. We're getting a divorce, so get out.
What? A divorce? What's going on? What kind of joke is this?
This is not a joke. I'm telling you to get out of my house.
Are you serious? Why? You can't just tell me that we're getting a divorce and tell me to move out.
Why? You'll see why if you look at yourself in the mirror.
If I look at myself in the mirror?
I like young women. That's the reason I married you, because you are 14 years younger than me. But you've gotten so old now.
Of course I got old. I know well that you like young women, but no one can stay young forever. The fact that you're 14 years older than me never changes.
I lost all the advantages of having married a younger woman than me. How are you going to take responsibility for it?
Excuse me?
Get out of my house. I already quit my job.
You quit your job? Seriously?
I can't bear to spend every day with you at home. So get out of my house.
Wait! Did you really quit your job? It was too soon for you to retire. I thought you still had years until retirement.
I decided to take early retirement.
Early retirement?
The company made an offer. They said the employees who take early retirement would receive a slightly bigger pension. I didn't want to work any longer. So I took the opportunity.
You took the opportunity. What are you going to do now?
I'll just live a relaxed life. I have enough money. Just get out of my house. I'm selling it.
Where are you going to live if you sell the house?
After kicking you out, I'll sell the house. With the pension and the money I get from selling the house, I'll buy a cottage and live there freely. You are useless now. Thanks for everything. I admit that you did housework well.
You quit your job without asking me and are asking me for a divorce. This is unacceptable. We've been married for 20 years. I was in my 20s when we married.
You were young back then. Now you're just a boring old woman. I will enjoy my retired life with a young woman with my pension. So don't get in my way.
You will enjoy your retired life with a young woman with your pension? So you'll replace me with another woman? I can't believe it.
I've been busy working all this time. I never really had the time to think about my life. Now that I do, I don't want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'd much rather spend my life with a young woman than live every day looking at the face of an old woman.
Are you serious right now?
I'm telling you to get lost. You are nothing but a nuisance. You were about 25 when we got married, weren't you? I chose you because you were 14 years younger than me. But you are just an old grandma now. I haven't considered you a woman since you turned 40.
We've spent 20 years of our lives together. I knew you've been having an affair, but I thought you'd come back to me in the end. That's why I pretended like I didn't know anything. But you're dumping me cruelly.
Don't blame me, blame your old saggy skin. I don't feel sexually attracted when your old face looks at me. I can only look at you as garbage.
Garbage. How could you say such an awful thing? You should choose your words carefully.
But you are garbage. You are no longer wanted, so you are garbage. You throw away garbage, don't you? So I'm throwing you away. I don't need you anymore.
Okay, I see. I'm as worthless as garbage to you now. I've taken care of you and supported you for 20 years. But you no longer need me now that you're retired.
That's what I've been telling you. I will take early retirement and enjoy my second life. I'll think about what to do next when I use up the money. I'm still young, I'll figure it out. Everyone can find a job after the age of 60 these days.
Okay, have it your way then.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want. You probably have nowhere to go, but you have to get out of the house. It's not your home anymore.
I will ask you one last time. Are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure you want to dump your wife who spent 20 years of her life with you? And you're telling me this by text?
Text is much easier. You don't understand because you're old. I always date young women, so I think like a young person, unlike you. You are 14 years younger than me, but you are a grandma now. I'm retired now, and going to enjoy my life with a young woman with my pension, so let's get a divorce.
Okay. I wish you good luck.
Look, just get lost.
I'll pack everything I need and leave the house. I will sign the divorce papers and mail them to you later. Submit it as soon as possible.
Of course I will. Mail them ASAP.
Yes, I will. Goodbye then.
What's up, Catherine? You have some time now, don't you? Can we meet up? It can be anywhere. Where do you live now?
Who is this?
Don't act like we're strangers. I miss you, Catherine. You must have some time.
That's what I hated about you.
Where is this coming from?
What do you want now? I'm your ex-wife whom you suddenly asked for a divorce and kicked out of the house a few months ago. I hated how selfish you always were. I hated how you didn't care about my schedule like you're doing now.
Do you have plans? You used to be the housewife, so I figured you didn't have many things to do.
I wasn't a housewife. I've been working at home as a writer for 3 years. I thought you knew.
Oh, I think you told me something like that. But the job is like a side hustle, isn't it? If you don't have plans, you can make some time for me.
I hated how you always looked down on me and my work.
What?
I wasn't fully aware until we got a divorce. But I realized that I hated your guts. I'm talking to you for the first time in a while now. And I remember now how disgusting you were.
Wait, what are you talking about? You are happy? Your husband dumped you in your 40s and you lost a place to live. You earn little money working at what you call a job. How can you be happy?
You don't get to decide my definition of happiness. I'm happy not having to see your face every day.
What did you just say?
You're belittling my job. But my job pays me enough to cover the cost of living. You don't have a job anymore, whereas I make a stable income now. Who do you think you are to still look down on me?
Okay. Let's just meet and talk. Tell me where you live. I'm staying at your home tonight.
No! The young woman you dumped me for must have taken all your pension. Then she divorced you. Isn't that why you texted me?
How did you know? Were you spying on me?
It's so easy to guess that I don't need to spy on you. You must be overestimating your worth. You're an ugly old man who's almost 60.
What did you say to me?
Did you think you were 20 because you had been sugar dating young women? They were all gold diggers. It's so obvious. It's embarrassing that you thought young women actually liked you. It was a good opportunity for you to learn a lesson. No one wants to be with you. The only reason women dated you was your money.
You are wrong. Women like me for who I am.
Okay, then just ignore what I said. Goodbye.
I just remarried the wrong woman. I married her because she was young and pretty. But she stole my money and ran away soon after we got married. She stole all the money from my account and flew the coop. She even changed the ownership of the cottage I bought. Then she sold it right away.
You married a troublesome woman,
She really was troublesome. It wasn't my fault.
but you deserved it.
What?
It was the consequence of your own decision. Texting me won't help you. I am happy and satisfied with my life now.
Don't say such a thing. Don't act tough. I have no place to live now. I've been living off my savings. But I used it all up now. I want to get back together with you, Catherine. Please.
You must have forgotten about all the insults you've hurled at me. What do you want now? Suddenly changing your attitude and asking me to get back together with you? Do you expect me to take care of you?
I'm sorry, but yes. It was all my fault. If I hadn't been deceived by that manipulative woman, I wouldn't have divorced you.
Are you dumb?
What?
I won't take care of you even if you change your attitude now. I started a new life already. I'm with someone else now and enjoying my life.
Are you with someone else? Were you cheating on me?
I'm not you. I wasn't having an affair. But I'm 14 years younger than you. I can easily find someone else. I live in a condo with my new partner now. I'm living a fulfilling life. I'm so happy to have gotten a divorce from you.
I can't believe you betrayed me. Are you really going to abandon me? Aren't you going to take care of me?
No. Why should I take care of an unemployed homeless old man? I would have no advantages, don't you think? Don't ever contact me again. I won't help you. I hope you meet someone new if you're so popular with the ladies. I highly doubt that there is any woman who wants to be with an unemployed homeless old man.
Please don't say such a thing. Please don't abandon me, Catherine.
Goodbye, Walter. Enjoy the rest of your life.
After that, Walter tried contacting Catherine persistently, but she blocked him. He never heard from her again. Walter lost his last hope. But he had to survive, so he managed to get a live-in part-time job at a factory. He forces his aging body to work, and he is suffering through a hard physical labor. He wouldn't have had to go through such hell if he hadn't quit his job. He spends every day regretting his own decision. He also regrets divorcing Catherine. But regrets won't change anything. Catherine has more free time now that she has got a divorce, and she lives a peaceful life with her partner.
Mary, was something up earlier?
No. Why do you ask?
Weren't you trying to say something when I was leaving the house? And you seemed out of it since last night. Is something bothering you?
No, it's not that.
You're making me curious. Did you have something you wanted to say to me?
It's not a big deal. I got contacted by an old friend of mine last night. A friend I met when I was studying in Canada.
That'd be about 10 years ago, right?
It's been 11 years. She got married in Canada and got permanent residency. She's gonna be visiting here next month. And she invited me to meet.
Oh, I see. That sounds great. I bet you have so much to talk about, like life in Canada.
But if we are to meet, it'll be on Sunday, and I'll have to go out of state. I don't feel comfortable leaving the house for an entire day. The nursery school is closed, and I can't bear to take Emma with me.
In that case, I'll take care of Emma. We'll be watching the house, so you go along by yourself.
Oh, really?
Of course.
You used to say that you don't want to have to take care of her all day.
How long ago was that? That was when Emma was still a baby. I was overburdened and just had to let off some steam.
Is that so? I should have depended on you more then.
Come on, don't think so lowly of me. I can take care of my own daughter just fine.
But I definitely didn't think you'd be so cooperative.
It's been on my mind. Mary, you used to be so active before we got married. I really admired that about you.
Well, I was carrying a lot less load back then.
You had so many friends and used to go on trips all the time. But now you spend so much time at home. I'm worried that you might explode sometimes. How about you head out more like you used to?
Are you being serious?
What are you being so hesitant for? You don't know when your next chance will be of seeing her. Go see her while you can.
Yeah, okay. If you insist, I'll take up your offer.
Talk to me when you have something on your mind.
Yeah, you're right. I've met up with my friend. I forgot to give Emma her medicine this morning. Can you give it to her? The medicine is in the TV rack.
Medicine?
She has a slight cold. She needs her meds after breakfast and dinner.
Sorry, I'm actually at work. I was called out for the day.
What about Emma?
Sophia's looking after her.
Your sister? Is she at home? Is she alright?
She never leaves the house on weekends. I'm sure she's at home tending her garden now.
I feel bad. It's so sudden. Having to look after a child on her day off.
She loves her niece. She was happy to take her.
I'm worried Emma might burden her with her crying. She has little experience being away from her parents other than nursery school.
Don't worry. My sister's a bit weird, but Emma has always been affectionate to her for some reason. I'm sure they're fine together.
Your sister? Weird?
She bought that house in the remote woods at that age and lives with a dog without getting married. That's not normal. What is she, a hermit?
But Sophia's house is so lovely, surrounded by so much nature. And that stream running close by, I guess it's a better environment for Emma than being home.
Yeah, I think so. She got excited when I told her she's going to Sophia's place. How's it going over there?
Thanks to you, I'm having a good time. We just entered a restaurant.
You okay messaging me?
My friend's in the bathroom.
Where are you headed for after eating?
Maybe some sightseeing? We're having a light lunch and plan to enjoy food that we find as we stroll around.
Sounds awesome. Have fun sightseeing.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck with your work. Must be tough.
A client suddenly requested modifications, so I had no choice. Sorry I couldn't follow through with my promise.
It's work. It can be helped. No worries. But I feel sorry for your sister, so we should hurry to get Emma. Good evening, Sophia. Has my husband come by yet?
Hello, Mary. No, actually.
He must still be at work. I'm so sorry it's gotten so late. I'll head over and get my daughter.
Do you mean Emma?
Yes, I'm heading over right now. Sorry to burden you on your day off. Taking care of a 3-year-old is not easy. I have gifts for you too.
You're talking about Emma? She is not here.
What? My husband left her with you. That's what I heard.
Ben?
I had to leave the house today, and my husband was supposed to take care of Emma. But he had to go to work, so he told me he left her with you. So I was about to stop by and get her.
I know nothing of this. I was out taking care of some errands and just got home. Maybe he came by and I was gone.
But he said he left her with you.
That can't be. You don't think he could have left her at my house?
I would doubt that. To leave a 3-year-old child without confirming you're there.
That would be hard to think of.
Oh, wait. I got a call.
I'll look around the house just in case.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
I'm done with work. Did you go get Emma?
I was about to, but didn't have to.
Why? Oh, did Sis drive her back?
No, I went.
What do you mean?
I went to get her from the police.
What? Why the police?
I got a call from the police that they took custody of Emma.
Where?
Like 2 miles from your sister's home. She was wandering in the woods for hours. Didn't you say you left her with Sophia? Why was she wandering in the woods?
I took her to Sophia's house.
Sophia told me she had been out all day.
What, she wasn't home?
What did you do with her?
I dropped her off in front of the house. I thought she'd be home.
You left without confirming she was home?
Sorry, I expected her to be.
You left without even confirming. How much of a rush were you in?
I was preoccupied with work. I'm sorry.
Ben, it's Sophia. Mary told me all about it.
Sophia, you two are together now?
I'm the one that went to the police first because it would take longer for Mary. I couldn't make Emma wait any longer.
I see. Thank you.
Mary and Emma are at my house having dinner. The police tried to give Emma some food, but she wouldn't eat. She must have been scared. She's gobbling up some mac and cheese now.
Sorry to put you through this.
You really need to apologize to Emma and Mary.
Yeah, I know.
Ben, were you really at work?
Yeah.
Really?
What's the deal?
I've never heard of you working on holidays. That's why I was suspicious.
Don't be. True, I rarely have to work on holidays, but today was an emergency.
I have an old classmate that also works at your company. You know that, right?
Mike, right? In fact, we're in the same department.
I asked him. He said there's some maintenance going on. So the office was off limits today. Are you still gonna say you were at work?
You seriously checked?
I'm glad I did. I now know something is going on.
Sophia, can we talk alone?
Why are you trying to leave Mary out?
This might be a bit of a shock for Mary.
Tell me, now.
As you already know, I wasn't at work. I lied. I was actually with someone.
Who? A mistress? Must be a woman if you can't tell Mary.
Mistress, that's a bit exaggerated.
Then what? It is a woman, right?
I met her 2 years ago. We had so much in common, we got close right away.
I'm not asking you for reminiscence. You trying to gross me out? Tell me what the deal is with that woman.
We go out, sleep over sometimes.
So you're sleeping with her? How is that not a mistress? Disgusting.
I want to explain to Mary myself. Let me talk to her.
No point making excuses now.
Shut up! Just get Mary.
This is Mary. How dare you fool me? What's this? Becoming cooperative with childcare all of a sudden? Trying to hide that you're cheating?
Let me explain.
Explain what? Want to talk about what's in store for you?
I know you're angry. Putting Emma in danger to go mess around with a girl. I'm a disgrace as a father.
Going to see that mistress was more important than your daughter?
I got messages from her this morning and she was infuriated. I had to go see her to calm her down.
And?
She's been wanting me to get divorced for a while now. She was getting frustrated that I wasn't taking action. She demanded that I come right away. I was worried she would dump me if I didn't.
Is that so? So you definitely need to divorce me then.
Just forget it.
Why? You rushed over to see her because you didn't want her to dump you, right? Means you want to divorce me now? That's how much you love your mistress.
Not as much as I love you.
Don't even try. Go ahead and marry her.
She's just a mistress. I can't imagine being with her for life. She's only good to be a mistress.
You dare say that?
I like her face, that's it. She comes from a poor household, working nights. I'm too good to marry such a lowly person.
You understand what you're saying?
This isn't about you?
You think talking trash about her will make me forgive you? I'm not that simple. In fact, I despise you now.
I just wanted you to know I have no intention of marrying her. I love only you.
Disgusting.
Mary!
Your sister also looks disgusted. You are enemy to all women.
She's a freaking mistress. Why are you getting so angry?
Give me her number.
Why?
I'll have to talk with her as your wife. Tell her how despicable you are. I can't bear to let the poor girl marry you.
Who said we're getting divorced?
Oh, there's no doubt. How can you even think to get away with this?
Please forgive me.
I'll reconsider if you give me her number.
Really?
don't know if I will actually forgive you.
Okay, hold on.
I don't want to see your face. I'm spending the night here.
That's fine, but will you come back?
Who knows? I might just move in here. Living with your sister might be fun. I have absolutely nothing to depend on you to raise Emma anyways. I met with the mistress and had a talk. I told her how my husband had talked trash about her to me. I even showed her the message saying I'm too good to marry such a lowly person. Turns out my husband had already promised to marry her, and she was deeply shocked. And now she despises him. My husband being ridiculed by so many women, getting divorce papers thrown at by me. After an hour, he was exhausted. But Sophia wasn't satisfied. She called over their parents, and all hell came raining down. All women looked satisfied when the talk was over. The mistress had been deceived in many ways by my husband, so she was let off. Ultimately, we reconciled. I collected consolation money from my husband and left the house with my daughter. Having lost everything in just a single day, my husband looked completely lost. It serves you right, I thought as I watched him. I'm still in a good relationship with Sophia, but I have no clue how my ex-husband is doing. Who the heck cares?
Hey, subcontractor. How does it feel for you to take orders from me, who's younger than you? Hello, how are you? Mr. Adams, what do you want? You asked for my contact information, and I thought it was urgent. What do you need? Just answer the question. You're in your late 30s by the look of it, right? I'm 35, so I'm in my mid-30s. That's pretty much the late 30s. You'll be 40 if you round up. When you put it that way, sure. So what does it matter? You're suddenly interested in my age? What is it? I'm 28. Huh? I see. Do you understand? Sorry, I don't understand. You can only react like an AI? I'm 28 and you're 35. But I have a higher social status than you. You have to take orders from me. How does that feel? I wouldn't be able to stand it. What are you talking about? As common sense, I try not to be rude within the bounds of propriety. What's wrong with that? Don't you have any pride? Excuse me? I couldn't take it. I wouldn't want a life like yours. What? What do you mean? What do you need from me? You want to be like me, right? Huh? I'm young. I work for a good company. I'm not like you. I guess you could say we live in different worlds. By the way, Emily, the receptionist, likes me. Do you mean Miss Johnson? That's right. Well, she's gonna marry me. Soon to be Mrs. Adams. That's unlikely. Mr. Lowe's, do you understand your position? It's Loath. It doesn't matter. It's kind of the same thing. No, because that's not my name. You're such a detail-oriented guy. You just have to do what I tell you to do. Because you're a subcontractor. What? Subcontractor? You say business partner like it's a big deal. In short, you're just a subcontractor. If you don't get the job from my company, your company probably couldn't even keep it going. Mr. Adams, you must be mistaken. The previous rep was also named Lowe or something like that. I feel sorry for that guy too. He's even older than you, right? It's too bad he's not as good as me at that age. What are you talking about? My predecessor's name is Spence. There's no employee named Lowe in our company. What are you talking about? Was that old man that much of a presence? I can't believe you remember his name. I don't understand what you're talking about. Mr. Adams, I've been trying to tell you. You're mistaken about something. I only went to your company this time for a business meeting. Why should I be told that much? You seem to be looking down on me. Your presence is annoying and has no use other than to look down on. If you want to be like me, why don't you start over from high school or something? Then you might be able to get a better job. Maybe then you'll have some hope for the future. With all due respect, I was already working for this company when I was your age. I'm a mid-career hire and I've been in this position for 10 years. I also hold a higher position than you think. I'm not in a lower position than you. Huh? Even if you've worked for such a weak company for a long time. Even if you bragged about holding a higher position. So what? You say you're a business partner who's here for a business meeting and you make it sound like a big deal. You just came to our company to beg for a share of the profits. Mr. Adams, you were not at the business meeting, were you? I have no idea why you'd say that. You should stop this. There seems to be a lot of misunderstanding going on. Don't talk to me like you're here for a business meeting or something. You're a subcontractor. I am not your subcontractor. Are you listening to me? I think you're mistaken. Why don't you calm down? The contract is as I just sent you. I heard that the person in charge there, Miss Triss, had to leave early today because she's feeling unwell. I left it on your desk as you're her assistant. Please check. Oh, I burned that one earlier. What? Burned it? What do you mean? I saw you put something on my desk. At a glance, I knew it was a contract. Looks like you need my signature. You act like a big man, so I burned it. Why would I sign a contract with a bottom feeder like you? That's a joke, right? First of all, you're a bottom feeder and a crappy subcontractor. You were talking to my girl, Emily. Yes. What does it matter now? You were flirting with my girl. That's unacceptable. You're annoying. Right after that, I saw that contract and I got mad. You're a nobody. Who do you think you are? I burned that piece of paper because I would never sign a contract with someone like you. That was a $4 million contract. Huh? I'm hoping that's a joke. Did you really burn it? That contract was the result of many discussions between our company and yours, you know. What are you talking about, $4 million? I don't see how you can get a deal that big. Who would pay such a large sum of money for your company? You're just a weak subcontractor. Can't you just stop it? I'm from East Company, you know. Huh? I know it's rude to put it this way, but do you realize that you're the subcontractors? Huh? Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Who's East Company, huh? That isn't our prime contractor's client, is it? I've said so many times. I don't know what company you've mistaken for ours. The Mr. Lowe you're referring to? I think he and I are completely different people. Because our names were similar, did you make the mistake of thinking we were from the same company? I didn't know employees with no common sense like you existed. Please, wait a minute. Mr. Lowe, are you from East Company? How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Loth. I am so sorry. Please, forgive my rude behavior. I was completely mistaken. I never had the slightest intention of picking a fight with your company. Even if it's another company, I'd suggest you don't pick a fight with them. It was a contract with your company. I'm really sorry. I accidentally discarded it by mistake. I just heard about it. I hoped it was a lie, but I'm disappointed. So you really burned it? I'm very sorry. My mistake. I'll be careful in the future so this does not happen again. There is no future. Huh? So that contract. Could you please bring it again? The person in charge will be able to come to work tomorrow. I'm sure she'll be feeling better by tomorrow. No, I've had enough. What do you mean? The contract is gone and I'm leaving. There was never any talk of this contract. Huh? Now, excuse me. Wait a minute. What do you mean the contract never happened? That's a joke, right? I don't joke about these things, unlike you. That was the original contract. We don't have a copy. I doubt we will ever approach your company again about a contract. I'm sorry, but give up. You want me to give up? Wait a minute. There was a $4 million deal, right? Your company and our company have been working together on this project. Didn't this contract take a while to finalize? And you're going to terminate it? That would be a big problem between our company and yours. It will. Then let's not make such a big issue. Let's work together to figure out how to solve this problem. No, thank you. Yes? From what standpoint are you speaking? Everything you say is offensive. No, I'm really sorry about that. We agreed to the contract and brought it to you today. All I had to do was for you to sign the contract for me and take it back to the office. Your company should have been able to sign a $4 million contract. But look what you've done. Not only are you making your own self-serving misguided judgments and being disrespectful to me, but also you burned a $4 million contract because you feel like it. Don't you think that's beyond any level of common sense? You're absolutely right. I have no words to reply with. I'm so sorry. I'm committed to ensuring that this never happens again. No, thank you. Your president will be very angry. Please, let's not get the president involved. Please come back. You can't ask me to do that. Mr. Adams, it's too late now. It's against the law to dispose of contracts without permission. Just because you're young doesn't mean you're allowed to do it. Do you understand? I understand, but I'm still in my 20s. I have a future. Please, forgive me. From now on, I won't let this happen again. How many times do I have to tell you? The contract is canceled. There are a number of other companies that want to sign a contract with us. Well, then we'll sign a contract with another company. Excuse me. Please don't say that. Please, wait. I'm truly sorry that I did this. It would be a huge loss for our company. If this gets out to the company, I could be fired. You should think about my life. I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but I think it's well within their boundaries to fire you. Huh? You've lost the company a $4 million contract. I think it's a fair punishment for you to get fired. It's been a year since I started this job. I'm about to get promoted. I see. Well, that's too bad. Your future is none of my business. The contract is canceled, and I'm sure you'll be fired. But it was a good learning experience, wasn't it? A little more business etiquette. Learn from your mistakes, please. As a result, Mr. Loth went straight back to his office, creating a huge problem within Mr. Adams' company. Mr. Adams was held responsible for burning a $4 million contract. Not only was he fired on the spot, but he also had to pay compensation. He seems to have gotten carried away and ended up regretting it. As a matter of fact, it turns out that the receptionist, Miss Emily Johnson, was a cousin of Mr. Loth. Of course, a troublesome guy like Mr. Adams was not of interest to her, and she rejected him immediately.